Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nikhil Sharma, and I'll be taking you through the proceedings for the day. We are here today to announce the coming together of Southampton FC, one of Premier League's top team and one of the best academies for football in India, Bhaichung Bhutia football schools. An historic day today, as this tie-up encapsulates coach development and player development, two topics that are very, very important today in the context of the sport in India today. In addition to this, there will be a lot more that the two parties, Southampton and BBFS, will be doing together, which could be retail, marketing, branding, merchandise. To talk more about this event and the tie-up, I'd now like to request Kishore Ted, the co-founder and CEO of BBFS, to come up and speak about this historic event. Kishore?
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our friends from the media. It's great to be here today. You know, exactly 14 years ago, October 2010 was when BBFS was launched, and it is actually quite interesting that this is the very place from where the seeds were sown. And if you remember, as India was preparing for the 2011 AFC Asian Cup, this is the place where the Indian national team would stay. And we, of course, along with Bhaichung, we would spend hours and hours planning the launch of BBFS, Bhaichung Bhutia football schools, what would go on to become the largest football academy in India 14 years on. And at that time I was just a 26-year-old. Today I stand before you with a lot of grey hair 14 years later, but it has been a very satisfying journey. It has been a very fulfilling journey so far. As you can see, in the last 14 years, this is like a very brief report card, quantitative report card that we can show for our work over the last 14 years. We have been able to train more than 25,000 players. We have footballing centers across the country. These are centers which are not short but which go on throughout the year. And every year we have trained more than 5,000 kids every year. In addition to that, coach education is something that we have been taking very seriously right from day one. And it was one of Bhaichung's inputs at the beginning that without great coaches it is impossible to develop great players. And since then we have taken it very, very religiously. We trained over 2,000. Last year we trained more than 2,000 coaches. In all we have trained 5,000 plus coaches over the years, totally free of cost. We also give jobs to them. Currently we have close to 300 coaches who are working full time with us. And 80 plus non-residential academies and 5 residential academies in different parts of the country. One is in North India, West India, South India, and 2 in the Northeast. The idea is, of course, we could have also have taken the route of just building one center of excellence, but our goal, our purpose is very clear. We want to, help the entire Indian football as a whole, for which it is very important to try and achieve excellence at scale. Excellence at localized excellence, is one story. But then, unless we are able to achieve excellence at scale, we believe that the needle won't move forward by a big deal. And we have always, we realize that the footballing journey of any aspiring player is, there are a lot of discontinuities, there are a lot of breakages in the pathway. So we have tried to build an end-to-end pathway, right from the age of 5 until, until they retire, actually. Not just as a footballer, but retire from their career. Because now we have a pathway where right from the age of 5, they can start playing with us. We also have, our own club in Garhwal Heroes Football Club, which is, as you would be knowing, one of the top clubs in Delhi, 70-year-old club with a rich history. We also have tie-ups with various clubs, local clubs across the country, which we use as a platform to give the first taste of professional or semi-professional footballers to our trainees. And once they retire from their playing career as well, we have so many opportunities for them to either work as coaches in the technical domain or also work as sports management professionals within the company. So this end-to-end pathway, and then some of the highlights, some of the success stories that we have had over the years. Like I said, it's been very fulfilling to see that multiple players from our academy have played for the Indian national team, senior team, as well as age group. Some of these players you can currently see playing their trade in the Indian Super League, like Lakshit, Gaurav, Rohit. We have also had players like Boni, Riba, and Deepika who have represented the Indian women's team at different age groups. So women's football is something that we have not left behind. We also run a residential academy exclusively for the girls. That's in Nasik. And I mean, of course, every year at least 30 to 40 of our players get an opportunity to play for several different state teams. So the idea is to build an end-to-end complete pathway so that there is no breakage in the journey. For those who want to seriously pursue the sport, we have got opportunities for them at every stage. So with that, of course, today is a very, very special day, and as you can see here, it's BBFS is proud to partner one of the oldest, one of the most successful, and one of the legendary clubs in the world, not just in the Premier League, Southampton FC. So we are joined by Tom Grevitt, head of football programs at Southampton FC. We have Andy Martino, who's the manager for football development at Southampton FC. We also have Luke from the media team. And last but not the least, certainly, we have a legend. He's as big as it gets. Matt did it this year. And he's the first midfielder to score 100 goals in the Premier League. And if you see his goals, right, if you see, which we will play a few for you, if you see his goals, I don't think since then anybody has scored, better goals than what Matt has scored in his career. Several goals. And one more fun fact, he's probably the greatest ever penalty taker. Right? He missed only 1 out of 48 penalty kicks. 47, he scored in his career. So amazing to have you, Matt, amongst us. It's a great privilege for us. And we welcome you with all our heart. And of course, we have our own legend as well, Bhaichung Bhutia, ladies and gentlemen. The inspiration behind this partnership and the inspiration behind this football academy, the genesis of this football academy. And it is very appropriate that today we have, two people with whom you can interact. Matt, late this year, is also known as Lay God in Southampton for his exploits with the team. And Bhaichung, as we all know, also is known as God's gift to Indian football, like none other than Ayn Vijay himself said. So it's a great privilege once again for us to host the Southampton team here. And we'll talk more about the partnership, what it entails. That would be all from my side. I once again welcome all of you. And the media has been very kind, very supportive for us over the last 14 years. And this is, I think, the perfect moment for us, 14 saal ke banwas ke baad, that we go take the academy to the next level. And with someone like Southampton FC, I have no doubt that we'll reach that stage, and we will soon be able to create a similar development pathway, continuous development pathway for Indian footballing talent to the world. So thank you very much once again, and I welcome you all with all my heart and with a lot of happiness. So thank you very much. That's the man himself for you, and that's what inspired us to start Bhaichung Bhutia Football Schools. And I would like to now invite Bhaichung to come on stage and share a few words, share his emotions, what he feels, and maybe reflect a little bit on the journey that we have taken together so far. Bhaichung, please.
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to welcome all my media friends and also would like to welcome the delegates from Southampton FC. Thank you very much for coming. As Kishore just mentioned, I think the last 14 years, I think India has been big help and support to BBFS. In fact, for BBFS, today is a historic day because for the first time, we're signing up with a club in England, and Premier League is such a big league in India, and every child playing football in India follows Premier League. And Southampton FC is one of the biggest and the best football academies, just not in England but over the world, across the world. And if you've seen some of the players that have come out of Southampton FC Academy, they've gone on to play for the country and some of the biggest clubs. So for us, it's a big honor to have an association and tie with the Southampton FC. A bit of BBFS, I think, Kishore just mentioned we started in 2010. And the basic idea to start BBFS was to give opportunity to a lot of young footballers who had a dream of playing for India and make a professional career. And through my own experience and a lot of my other colleagues and senior players than me, I think they didn't have that platform and opportunity to train under good coaches, go and play and compete with friends. They didn't have those grounds, facilities where they could go and train. So idea of starting BBFS was to bring in as many kids to come and compete and train under good coaches and help them fulfill their dream of being a professional and want to play for India. Today, I think after 14 years, we're very proud to say that we are the biggest grassroots football program in India. More than that, I think we've got kids in different age groups that have gone on to play for India. And we've got more than 10, 20 players currently graduated from BBFS and are playing different I-League and ISL clubs across India. Southampton FC, I think, today is one of the elite academies in England. And if you look at the players that have gone on, I'm sure you can Google it, some of the biggest names in world football that produce those players. And for BBFS, after 14 years, we realized that it's important for us to grow as well. We've been big in grassroots, we've contributed to Indian football in a bigger way. But it's very important that for us to grow, we needed more expertise, we need expert knowledge, and that's where we felt that Southampton was the right club for us, because looking at the academy programs and the setup and the players, I think it was great for us to go and tie up. What we are going to do, go ahead with the tie-up, obviously Kishore has mentioned, I think one of the biggest programs is going to be coaches education, because last 14 years we've had almost 280 plus coaches with us, but we still feel that our coaches needs more experience, more expertise, and especially coming from Southampton FC, expert coaches who are going to come and train our coaches. So this coaches, I think, is going to go in different parts of the country and make sure that the knowledge is passed across. And at the end, obviously it will help BBFS, but more than that, I think it's going to benefit Indian football in a bigger way. So this was one of the important tie-ups. Apart from that, yes, there will be a lot of exchange programs. We want our kids to go and experience Premier League, experience Southampton FC playing there, go and train under the facilities of Southampton in England. At the same time, we'll have coaches coming here and training our coaches, but also at the same time coaching our players in India. So we're definitely looking forward to this tie-up. I was remembering a quote of former national team coach Igor Stamets, And he had mentioned in one of the press, I think press statement, press conference, that if India has to do well, national football team has to do well, I think our under 17s, 19s, under 20s have to start qualifying for the Asia Cups and the World Cup on merit basis. Until and unless you don't do that, it becomes very difficult for the national team to give you great and big results. So that's where I think it's very important. BVFS has been doing, but for us, for India to grow, I think that is where we need to focus is grassroots football. And with Southampton and BVFS coming, we want more kids to come and train. We want kids to get good training facilities, train under good qualified coaches. And if tomorrow, if India has to do well, I think more than the national team, I think our underage group tournaments will have to start performing and getting qualified for this Asia Cup and the World Cup. That's where we can start dreaming for our national team to start doing well. So that's where our entire focus is going to be. We've got a lot of vision programs with AIFF Federation that we're doing quite a lot of over the decades now. But I think we need to really step up and be on the ground and start really working in the grassroots for developing for the next generation of players. And lastly, what I would also want to request through media is that I think we'll also have to make sure, just not with federation, but every state, every clubs, every leagues, I think invest big time in grassroots, sincerely, honestly, because I think we still need that setup for what a lot of European leagues are doing. I think investing in the young talent, making those young talent assets, and benefiting the clubs, but at the end, I think benefiting the players and the national team. So I think through media, we'll make sure that if you could kindly help us to put more pressure on the district, the state football and the federation to sincerely focus on grassroots development and also I-League and ISL clubs so that they invest a lot in grassroots football. And we, once our investment is done in producing good footballers, that's where we'll be able to produce good players. So we want more kids to come and play the sport. The number of kids we have playing football, I think the more talent we've got, the more chances we have in scouting more better talents. So the entire idea here is through Bhaichung Bhutia Football School is also bringing as many kids to come and play. And at the same time, with the tie-up with a lot of experts and great knowledge partner with Southampton FC in terms of football, so that more kids coming out and then more talent and more great quality training programs for the kids and the coaches. That's where I think our dream of really progressing in football with the national team and underage group national team is possible. So that is what we aim to. We want to see that in the next couple of years. I'm not talking of national team, but in a couple of years, I think our underage tournament should be qualified for the World Cups and the Asia Cups. And then we can start dreaming of the national team. So I think with all the efforts with BVFS entire team, with coaches, management, and with Southampton FC, I think this dream is possible. And hopefully we all can work together to make sure that Indian football grows in the future. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Bhaichung. As always, when the legend of Indian football talks, you listen to the depth of knowledge, of vision that he has for football to take football to the next level in India, and very inspirational, very motivating. Hopefully, this tie-up takes Indian football to the next level as far as what we can control. With that, it's about time. Let me invite on stage Tom Brevet, Head of Football Operations, Southampton FC. Tom, if you could join us on the dais. I'd also like to invite Andy Martino, Football Development Manager, Southampton FC. Andy, could you join? Could you join us on the dais as well? And yes, I had a lot of things prepared to talk about the next person. But, as good as Kishore is, he said most of it. But ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, the God, Matt Letizia, Premier League legend, England national team player, and the guy that the Southampton guys fell in love with. Matt, can we have you up on the dais as well?
Letizia. Now Letizia. It's not Letizia. It's a thrilling finish from him.
Letizia